Great. Well, thank you, Rowan. Thank you, Willis Towers Watson, for hosting. Thank you, Sir Roger, for your opening remarks. And thank you all for coming. My name is Ben Caldecott. I run a research group at Oxford focused on sustainable finance. I'm going to tell you a tiny bit more about the initiative, why Oxford is part of the team setting it up, what we're trying to do today, and also how you guys can all get involved in this new initiative. So the work we've been doing at Oxford has focused on aligning finance with environmental sustainability. And it's been clear to us for quite some time that geospatial data unlocked by developments in Earth observation and artificial intelligence are critical for realizing that alignment. Using space-based sensors, new algorithms to rapidly detect assets, identify their features, and see how those assets are being used is revolutionary. Asset-level data combined with different forms of geospatial data enable us to much more accurately measure risk and also to undertake impact assessments as well. Now, these are important capabilities, as Sir Roger mentioned, for understanding our exposures to different climate-related risks. It's also really very important for understanding the positive and negative impacts that investments are having in relation to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So it's also becoming clear that you've got all these sustainability applications, but that spatial finance, the integration of geospatial data into the theory and practice of finance, actually has much broader applications for the financial services industry. As has been discussed already, we'll probably hear more about this later, insurance has really been leading the way, but the applications for banking and for many other bits, asset management, pension funds, insurers, etc., is very significant indeed. So this morning you'll hear from a number of people with different perspectives on how this geospatial data can be used and how it can contribute to finance and investment. So we set up the Spatial Finance Initiative, SFI, to mainstream geospatial capabilities enabled by these developments into financial decision-making. And the initiative is going to have a number of interlocking elements with different partners taking the lead on these different things. The first thing is we want to undertake and coordinate globally significant academic research on spatial finance. So that's how do we apply these new data sets into different areas. I think more broadly, geospatial data has very significant implications for a whole range of disciplines, actually. But we want to focus on the finance implications in academic research. We also want to turn that research and that innovation into real-world applications, and that's partly the job of the Satellite Applications Catapult and other partners, and we'll hear more about that. We want to promote the adoption of spatial finance by finance practitioners, but also by regulators and others, and that's one of the reasons for hosting this launch event and getting you all here. And we want to foster collaboration, particularly in the UK, about bringing together space technology, developments in AI, financial services, and sustainability. And the UK is actually one of the few places in the world that can bring together those four different things. So as you might imagine, we're going to do that through research projects. There might be demonstrators, incubators, publications, events. We might do some capacity building and training. And we want to work with the UK government and other stakeholders to develop a UK strategy for spatial finance. So all very ambitious. We need to figure out exactly how we're going to do that. We've already made a commitment at Oxford and also at other institutions to really pump prime this initiative over the course of 2019. So today, I think it's a great program that we have. So you're going to hear from two other SFI colleagues, Sam and Anastasia. After them, you'll hear from Will Marshall, who is the founder and CEO of Planet. And Planet are disrupting the Earth observation industry, as you will hear, and they operate the world's largest ever constellation of Earth observation satellites. We then have two excellent sessions with excellent speakers. The first is chaired by Roger Owen, who's also from Willis Towers Watson, and that's really looking at these applications beyond sustainability. And then the second session is going to be chaired by Jessica Fries, who's executive chairman of the Prince's Accounting for Sustainability project, and that's going to come back to the questions around green finance and sustainability and the uses of geospatial data. And we're very lucky to have Claire Perry closing today, hopefully. You never know with what's going on in Westminster, but hopefully she'll be here. And then after that, we'll have a networking lunch. So this is sort of all about generating that connectivity, developing a network that can take all of this forward. Now, in terms of how you can contribute, three three things for you to consider. So after today, if you think spatial finance is compelling, and I think you will, if you don't already, I want you to go away and try and proselytize within your organizations, your networks, and your professions. We really are at the start of something that's been enabled by these new technological developments, and we need to get more people on side and involved in what we're trying to do. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you can get in touch with us about how you can contribute and how you want to get involved in this new initiative. We'd really like to engage with all of you and your organizations in taking this initiative forward. And then thirdly, sort of bringing this back to actual change in our respective institutions, how can spatial finance better empower decision-making in your own institution? And what does a 2 or 3 or 5 year plan look like to do that? We can help with that, and I think we just, in our respective institutions, need to start thinking about how we make this real. Finally, I hope you enjoyed today. It augurs very well that there were 280 registrations for today's event. A good chunk of you have showed up, which is great despite the snow, which augurs well for what we're trying to do. So thank you again. And Sam, over to you.